Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, my students, in a new lesson and a new practical assignment in CSS Code. Okay, now it is our assignment today. Add a heading, my websites, and add a list from websites, Google, Yahoo, and Mediafire. Okay, let's go to now to apply this code. Now open folder from the Visual Studio Code and select my folder. Okay, here, 8, assignment 1. It is my folder, assignment 1 folder. Now select folder. And inside this folder, I add 3 folders. Okay, number 1, CSS folder. Number 2, JS folder. Number 3, pictures. Okay, and here I add HTML page, the main index, main page. Okay, .html. Okay, now I'll add here the first elements or the main elements inside my HTML page. Okay, write doc, then press enter from the keyboard. Okay, or control space and press enter. Okay, that is the main elements inside my HTML page. Here I'll add the first element, H1, as a heading. This one, my websites. Okay, here H1, and add here my websites or my list, for example, and add a list from this website. Okay, here add a Google. To create a list, at first add UL element, then press enter. And inside UL, I add the elements inside this list. Now I declare a list. Okay, then here I'll add the elements inside this list. List number 1, LI. Okay, here Control C, Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay, I have 3 lists here. The first one here, I'll add the first website, Google. Okay, and here a second website, Yahoo. And here the third website, Mediafire. Okay. Now add a link for these websites. For example, here, refresh the page. Just 1 minute. Yeah. Alt P. This is my list as a heading, and here is my list: Google, Yahoo, and Mediafire. Okay, back here. Start with capital letter, for example. Up to you. To add a link, I'm still in HTML page. Okay, add here the link. Add link. To add a link inside HTML code, add this anchor. Okay, anchor, this one. Then press enter or using the mouse, and here write the link. Okay, right here, HTTP. Okay, and / and write the Google website.com. Okay, and text space and ticket cut Google, Control X, and put Google here between the anchors tag, opening tag and closing tag, like this. Okay, now ticket copy, then edit the following here. For example, Control V, Control X, Control V. Okay, here another Control C, Control V, and close A, like this. Control C, Control V, Control X, Control V. Control V, Control C, Control V. Okay, now I have finished my HTML code. I add the anchor elements, opening tag and the closing tag, and the text of the link between them. Okay, all of them inside the first element of the list. All of them inside the first element or the second element in my list, and so on. Okay, now back to the CSS code. Now here, add CSS file in the folder. Okay, click new file and add here code.css. Okay, here the body of my page. I have to change the body background from here. Write body and change background color to either, for example, something like this. Okay, here, refresh the page. I can't see any background color because there is no link between HTML page and CSS code. Here, in the HTML page, to add a link between the HTML page and CSS code, I have to add a link here. Okay, link. Okay, CSS like this. Now again, Control Z, add link CSS like this. Okay, now here inside this href attribute, I add here the path of the CSS code. Where is the path, or where is the code, is the file of the CSS code? Yes, this one. Okay, here inside href value, I'll press Control space, then from CSS folder, choose code.css. I have to add the folder name, then the file name. Okay, here I made link between the HTML page and the CSS code. Now back to the page and see the result. Yeah. Okay, now I have a background for my page. The second thing, I want to add a CSS code for H1 or the first heading in my page. Okay, go to the CSS code and write H1 like this. Here I'll add the background color, for example. Background color will be blue. Okay, the font color or the color responsible for changing the font color. Okay, make it white, for example, something like this. And the font size or the font weight, yeah, the font weight, it's bold or no. Font weight, make it bold. Okay, now back to the page and refresh. Background blue, the font color white. Okay, now I have finished the first one. Now according the UL or the list, this list. Okay, UL here, right, UL, and change list background color, for example. Here, sorry, background color, yeah. Here I'll add this one. Okay. Here the font color or the property color property to change, yeah, this one. Here I want to change the font size. For example, 20 pixel. Okay, that is the font size. Now back to the page and make refresh. Okay, that is my UL. Okay, I can add here width. Okay, width maybe 300 pixel like this. Okay, that's the width. Okay, the width 100%. After I add here 300 pixel, refresh, this is my list. Okay, I can edit the width now. Also, I can edit the height like this if you want. Okay, depending on your list. Okay, 150 pixel, for example, like this. Okay, now we have finished the UL and H1. Here I have underline inside the link. Okay, I want to remove this underline from here. Any anchor in your page, please remove this underline. Here, text decoration and none. Refresh now, there is no underline. Okay, look, there is no space between the Google and the border of this UL. Okay, you can add here something inside UL. Here, for example, something called padding. Okay, padding top. Yeah, for example, 5 or 10 pixel. Okay, now refresh. Now I take space between the top edge or the top border from here and the first element in my list. Now we have finished the practical assignment number 1.